Yo. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn show, man. Today is August the 25th. The show will be for tomorrow's two-game slate, which is August the 26th. Just two games, two quick, simple games. I'm gonna try to get through them in honestly, less than like 3 or 4 minutes a piece. It might be the shortest video that we've done all season, but give you guys what I got in my notes and get out of here. I am going to skip over Jackson, but we will go through some player props for tomorrow as well. There are a couple that kind of catch my eye, but being completely honest, it's kind of difficult to bet in WNBA with FIBA, coming up right around the corner. Some teams have kind of packed it in. They don't have anything to play for. Some players are kind of shutting it down. It's difficult right now, man. It's really difficult in the W just to be certain with a lot of the things. So let's jump into it. I hope that you guys found some ways to make some money tonight in the W or last night, depending on when you're watching this. I didn't end up betting anything though. Chicago, Connecticut. I talked about liking the under just because Connecticut is a strong under team at home. They did stay under their 169.5. I think they finished 168, 167, something like that. Dallas and Portland doesn't look like it's going to get up and over the number. It's still in the third, but it's only total like 165.5 now. And I liked over 176. And Washington, Phoenix, I do like over the 166.5. It looks like that number did go up to 167.5, which we talked about. And I do like the Washington side. So we'll see how those games kind of finish for the slate for tonight. Let's jump into it for this two-game slate that we have. So first up, we got Golden State and Connecticut. 13.5 is the number. Real quickly, this number opened with Golden State laying as low as 9.5 on DraftKings, and that immediately was gone. 11.5 on a couple other books, and the total has just continued to come down as well. 156.5 on DraftKings. I wish I would have saw that. Looks like BetMGM opened it as low as 151.5, and now we see it down to 150.5. Don't know what the injury report, of course, is going to look like for the Connecticut side of things because they will be playing the second leg of a back-to-back. They've actually gone under in back-to-back games now, and 7 of their last 8. Offense just not going to look good without Layla LeCon out there. But they were able to get the job done tonight, and they would have definitely taken my money had I bet on that game because Chicago was the only way that I was looking. Chicago just kind of forgot how to play basketball over the last two games. Leah Edwards and Diamond Miller were getting busy in tonight's game if you got a chance to watch. And, Chicago had, I think, 8 points at the end of the first quarter. It's kind of pathetic. But tomorrow, Golden State comes in. Not the greatest of spots because they finally got a win against the Minnesota Lynx in their first time in 10 tries going back all the way to last season. This is their third straight road game. You don't like to see that as well, but they will have the rest advantage. The problem is it's the first leg of a back-to-back, and they got the New York Liberty the game after tomorrow. And they do want to finish with the number 2 overall seed, of course. Going into the playoffs, they should get there, but we'll see how it goes. They definitely will win the game. Will they beat Connecticut by 13.5? I'm not 100% sure. And because of that, and because I think they might want to conserve some energy, I don't think I want to lay the points with them in this spot either. Now, should they beat the brakes off Connecticut? Yes, but 13.5 is a lot to lay, especially when your offense really struggles, especially when you're coming off probably the most meaningful win that you've ever had in your franchise history. It had to feel good to beat Minnesota the other night and kind of walk off the court, with the crowd being super silent when Natalie Nakase finally pulled all her starters. So real quick, if we look at the Valkyries playing unrested this season, it's only been one occasion, and that was against the Fever. I remember this game. They were getting 5 in Indiana, and forgot who they played the night before, but they lost that game, didn't cover the number, and gave up 90 points to this Indiana Fever team. That game did go over. The total was at 167.5. They finished 172. So with this total being super low, I don't trust Connecticut's offense. I don't know if I really trust Golden State's offense either, honestly. The one thing that really scared me, because I wanted to bet the under in this game, just the total is a tad bit too low. The one thing that really scared me, though, was, as a matter of fact, I'll just show you guys real quick. Let's just go over to the Money Baller. Always listed in the description if you guys are interested in checking it out. But let's go here, minimize myself for a second. And let's look at this game. So click this drop down, click here. I like that whenever I'm looking at Connecticut games and they're playing at home, I always toggle this home away toggle because the Sun are just a different version of themselves when they're playing at home. These games are super slow, which is why I like the under in the game against Chicago. And they just can't score the basketball. And without Layla Khan, that scares me as well. So go down here, you can see that they're the worst offensive rated team at home. They go under, at the second highest rate. They're actually tied with the Golden State Valkyries. So it should be an under type game. We see that the Valkyries are 15th in pace. But if we keep going, here's the thing that kind of threw me off. So the Valkyries shoot the most above the break threes. You can see that here. And they shoot it at a pretty high rate. They're sixth. I'm sorry, no, they're ninth in above the break 3-point field goal percentage. But look at the Sun. Their defense actually allows the highest the highest 3-point above the break 3-point field goal percentage in the W. That does not make me feel good. They also give up a ton of corner three field goals, field goal percentage as well, 40%. So you know that the Valkyries want to shoot the three. That's what they love to do. It scares me a little bit with the under. The only thing I could play is maybe a Golden State team total over. I feel like this total is so low that I don't think I could bet over. I don't think I could bet under. Books did a really good job of kind of pricing me out in the spot. I don't think it's a game that I'm going to end up touching for that reason. But just wanted to kind of give you guys my thoughts. Like 13.5 is a lot of points to lay with a struggling offense. And Connecticut, who knows? They might get Brittany Griner back. She may not never return. Who knows? Same thing for Nelson Owendota, but do expect Connecticut to struggle. Just don't like the spot for Golden State. Hopefully that all makes sense. All right, next game up, last game on the board is worse than the first one, in my opinion. We got and I actually want to go back over to the Money Baller, but we have let's see, for some reason that's not working. All right, let's go. All right, let's go Toronto and Seattle. So this line open with Seattle laying 3.5 on DraftKings, 4.5 everywhere else, and now it's all the way up to 5.5. And the injury report in this one, did look at it. There were a couple of people on it. Conde is listed as questionable. Flage is probable, and then Natisha Heidemann is out. And of course, Marina Mabrey will be evaluated in a couple of weeks. She really doesn't have a reason to return, for the rest of the season. So on the Toronto side of things, it kind of feels like this. I don't know, man. It kind of feels like you're supposed to take the points with Toronto. That's how I kind of think about this game. They've only won one of their last 9, but they have covered in 6 straight, which at least lets me know that Sandy Brondello got them out there playing hard. Like Seattle is doing the opposite. And before I talk about Seattle, Toronto, outside of covering, like I said, 6 straight, 7-3 ATS in their last 10 games. They even fought hard and got a cover against the Aces in that last game as well. So Seattle is the bottom of the barrel for me. Like, I think I said this on Sunday's show, but a lot of these teams that'll be playing, with nothing to play for, I'm going to just be looking at the opponent team total over. Seattle has lost 3 in a row. They had 7 days off, 6 days off before playing Dallas, and looked like they had never played basketball together before. Before you knew it, I'm watching the game, like blink of an eye, they're down by like 15 points in the first quarter. Page is like 7 for 7, and that's what I expect from Seattle. Like lost to Dallas, the Seattle team, lost to Chicago, which Chicago's not playing well, and then lost to Phoenix as well. I'm sorry, not Phoenix, the Portland Fire. 3 straight unders. Offensively, they've struggled. They just don't take good shots. Like, I can't lay 5.5 with them here. Could they win? Maybe. They've been a home favorite 4 times. They've covered and won one of those games, 1 in 3 straight up in against the number when they land points at home. And ironically enough, they're also 4-0 to the under. So it's like when they're a favorite, their offense is supposed to play well. They don't. Those games are staying under by an average of 19.5 points, with each one of them staying under by 10 points or more. And that's interesting to me because I know that Natisha Heidemann is not there, and the offense just looks really bad without her being able to run the point guard position. So Toronto, I know, super shorthanded on the road without, all their key players. If they want to cover this game, if they want to win this game, I think that they can. Seattle is just that bad of a team, in my opinion, and they could make me eat my words and win this game by 10, but I will have to see it before I believed it. Toronto's also won both games. They've covered both spreads. Now, granted, they're, with a much healthier roster. You still got Kiki Rice. You still got, Izzy Harrison. Both games were played in Toronto as well, and both also stayed under. So, under again. Both games stayed under the 171.5 in the most recent one, and the first one was 167.5. They both stayed under. As far as this one goes, um, just real quick, just go right back to Outlier, and then I want to jump over to Jackson. I'm gonna get off here. If we go here and we click on the game, and we just look at these two teams post All-Star break. Let's see. So we have a 12 game sample for Toronto and an 11 game sample for the Seattle Storm team. Um, Toronto's been the better offensive team. Now, granted, this is with Marina Mabrey, but they've been the better offensive team, and they've been the worst defensive team. But Seattle right behind them at 114.14. So neither one of these teams have been good at all. Seattle is second in pace, and I feel like if I want to bet it, I just want to bet on tempo, even shorthanded. I want to bet on them being able to score because I know that Seattle just can't stop anybody. Both of these teams giving up 96 and 93 points in their two games. We go down here, we look at opponent team totals over. It looks like the Tempo have allowed 8 of their 12 opponents to go over their team total, and Seattle has allowed 7 of their 11 to go over their team total as well. You can see that right here. So yeah, I would just think that Tempo would be able to score as many points as they need to, and I don't know. I don't think it's as easy as just laying 5.5 points with Seattle ever in life. Is the way that I'm thinking about this game. Even with the long laundry list of injuries, I think if everybody was healthy, I would take Toronto to win this game outright, actually. But yeah, no Natisha Heidemann, no money for me on this Seattle team. And I know Toronto's not great, but in this type of a fight, I only thing I can do is take the points with the Tempo in this game. If we go over to some player props, let's see real quick. Izzy Harrison was one that I was looking at. She's just been playing well with the extended run. I do think that if I'm looking at anything, it's probably a look at her. Just because again, they don't really have but so many bigs to throw out there. So her points prop, actually her points and assist prop, 17.5 is the number. This is under. Let's go over. Only over and 2 over last 8, but we can see here the minutes have been they've been there 28 and 28 in their last 2 games. Of course, they are down Nair Sabli, and again, just playing against a really poor defense, 10th and 10th in points allowed and assists allowed. But I would probably play the whole points, rebounds, and assists. It's 24.5. Books have put it up a little bit, but I think it's for a good reason. This is not a good rebounding team. You can see that the Seattle Storm give the third most rebounds as well, or the second most rebounds. They're not good at rebounding. They're not good at anything, honestly. Definitely not laying points either. But yeah, 7.5 is a rebound prop. So this one stood out to me a lot. I think she's in a really good spot. Kiki Wright should be able to get busy. I would probably be betting on her as well. But yeah, Isabel Harrison, what kind of stands out to me? I don't know what you're going to get from Seattle. I never do, man. I don't want anything to do with them either. So pretty short show for today, but those are just some of my thoughts for the 2-game ugly slate that we have for tomorrow, in my opinion. Guys, hit the like if you can, subscribe if you guys have not, and let's jump into this quick recap. This is the one from yesterday. So let's get this off of here. And if I'm betting these games, if Golden State gets hot from the 3-point line, they'll probably end up knocking down some threes. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with the injury report, though. So I really don't even want to put anything up here for this game. But I think if I had to bet it, I would just play a Golden State team total over. Yeah, I do think that. Yeah, I just kind of feel like Golden State may not be locked in defensively. Connecticut team total is going to be super low for tomorrow, just because they are playing the second leg of a back-to-back, getting 13.5 points. It looks like their team total is like 67.5. That's a super low number. I've seen them struggle to get there before. Golden State should be able to score 82. Just think the pace is going to slow down. I low-key still want to bet under for the game, even though 5 points of value is already gone from this number. 4 or 5 points of value already gone. I think they should be able to get to 82. Let's just, I guess that's what I'd play if I had to play anything in that game. Some unders on the Connecticut Sun side of things for sure. Um, and without Layla Lacan, they probably will struggle to get to 68. Seattle just happened to not show up tonight. And then in that last game, man, as ugly as it sounds, I think either way is ugly, but Toronto plus 5.5, man. Izzy Harrison over her 20, what was that number? 20, 17.5 points and assists. If you want to add the rebounds in there, you can. I think it was 24.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I think she gets busy in that game. And then on the opposite side of things, you really kind of need Flage, especially with no you kind of need Flage, especially with no Natisha Heidemann. But we'll see, man. It's probably the ugliest slate that I've seen in quite a while. And then tomorrow, well, I guess tomorrow's Wednesday. So on Thursday, it's another 2-game slate. But at least you got the Liberty and the Valkyries. So we'll see how that goes. That'll be it. Resources linked in the description. Check them out. Jackson, Outlier, Moneyballer, Odds Jam. You guys enjoy the games. Enjoy your night. And I will catch you guys in the next one, man. I'm out.